I didn't realize how tough it was to grow up in New York City until I was in middle school and high school because the only thing I knew and saw was my everyday thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I grew up in an alright neighborhood, but when I was a kid, I didn't know I was poor. I didn't know I lived in a poor neighborhood, and I didn't know the difference between the city and somewhere else.
Yeah.
For example, when I used to watch TV and they lived in the suburbs, they lived in a house with front yard, backyard. I thought that was only on TV.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
know what
it's
you mean.
and then when I reached middle school, and I started realizing that a lot of other kids have better lives than I did. That's when I became a hater, man.
Became a hater for real.
And yeah, I was so envious of every
I
kid
was really
with the,
envious too. Something that I was really envious about.
yeah.
A lot of kids they had like sneakers,
Mhm.
like sports equipment, and just games. Like game. My parents never bought me games.
Me neither. Well, they did, but it'll be like, oh, it's your birthday. You got one game, and that's the only game
Nah,
you're
we
gonna
get-
have.
We get nothing.
I don't know. I could talk about. I think the conversation about video games should be a conversation for another day because I could talk about video games for an hour, bro. But growing up, yeah, we did have games, but it'll
Uh-huh.
be for special occasions, so birthdays and Christmas.
What was the first console you got? And when?
PlayStation 1,
And when was this?
elementary school.
And what age year were you?
Ah, man, I was like third or fourth grade. So this I don't remember how we got it, but I just remember one day we got it for Christmas.
Uh huh.
Christmas or my birthday. I think it was I think it was Christmas, and then my uncle got me a video game that was it was mature. So it was a military game. I don't know if it was Call of Duty because I don't know any games at that point, right?
On PlayStation, maybe not.
PlayStation 1.
They had Call of Duty for.
Maybe
I don't
like
know
the
if they
old
did.
school one, like the first PlayStation,
Uh-huh.
the first Call of Duty. But I remember it was a shooting game. And I remember doing these missions where I had to walk around and shoot, and there was tanks and stuff, and I did not know what to do because I was a kid and I was playing a really hard game. I
Yeah.
was maybe
Yeah,
7
your
or
parents
6.
let you play that too. My
Parents
parents.
didn't know, dude. My parents didn't grow up with video
That's
games.
true. That's true.
So they're just like, it's a game. Games are for kids.
All right, you're distracted. Good.
So yeah, so I didn't play it enough because I couldn't pass the levels enough to beat it. And then we had another game that I did not know what it was, and I didn't know how it worked. It was Chrono Trigger. So if you know that game, it's a top-down video game. It's like Pokemon, where it's like a top-down video game. You kind of walk around as a character and go talk to this person, go talk to this person, and then you fight. But Trigger is it's a complicated story. It's a popular game. As a kid, I never seen that game before.
Too complex, right?
It was too complex for me. I barely knew English, so I couldn't read the freaking stuff because there's no words, right? It's a PlayStation, so it was just text,
Was it like an 8-bit game also?
kind of.
Okay.
It looks like Pokemon. Like if you look at old school Pokemon, it's just Pokemon with colors.
Super pixelated, right?
Yeah, so it's basically when I play it, I would just smash A until the conversation ended, and then walk around until I figured out what to do and advance.
Speed through the dialogue.
Yeah, and then and then and then we got a little bit older. We got SpongeBob games and Scooby Doo games, which are tight as fuck. When I think back at them, they were really fun games, and they were really hard, mostly because we didn't have because my parents didn't know about this and I didn't know about this. We didn't have a memory card. You have to buy
so you never saved your game.
We never saved the game. Every time we play the game, we have to start from the beginning.
I actually did that too.
I did that till the PS3.
So when I got my first computer, we didn't have internet, right?
Yeah.
Till like middle school. So me and my siblings, one of our uncles, he burned like an entire emulator on a CD, like an emulator for all those arcade games, like Metal Slug, and like Marvel
Those were
vs.
fun,
Capcom,
bro.
and just like a bunch of those games and some of the story mode games we would play it, but since it was on an emulator, like the CD-ROM, we were never able to save either. We just play one day and then yeah.
For us,
We'd be like speed run.
we'll play, and then we'll just not. My mom will be like, we have to go to a store. Let's go," and
Just
then
close it,
we'll
right?
just leave it on.
Oh, you leave it
We'll
on?
leave the PlayStation on, turn off the TV, and then come back. It'll be there, and then we'll try to get as far as we can, and then once we get to a level we can't beat, we just turn it off, and then same thing. I think it took me years to freaking beat a game. Because for one, I was a kid and it was too hard for me. Second, I could never
I
save.
feel like games back then are harder too.
Yeah,
Like in terms of
like jumping and stuff, and the mechanics were not that good.
or just like even in the story mode, like they didn't really help you back then. So like now on the internet, you could just go online and look up a walkthrough, right?
Yeah,
Back then when there was
like
no
a
internet.
puzzle you couldn't figure out.
yeah, like so like GameStop and
Mhm.
like Best Buy, they sold books, but these books were walkthroughs.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I was not that deep into video games.
I would
back
buy
then.
them for Pokemon. Well, I
Yeah,
wouldn't buy
you
them,
freaking
but
nerd.
my older cousins would buy them,
Yeah.
and then they would let us use it. Cause like yeah, even my first Game Boys, they were all
Mhm.
hand me downs.
Yes, me too.
Cause
So
my parents they never bought us games.
you got me into video games now. Now that's all we're gonna talk about
Alright,
this
we talk about
podcast.
video
Video
games.
game podcast. Anyways, so but it's part about growing up in New York City
Yeah,
or
yeah.
growing up poor. So so I remember I had my PS1, and we didn't have that much games. So another thing we did was there was a laundry. We lived across the street from a laundromat, and they
Uh-huh.
had arcade games,
Yeah.
and we played a lot of arcade games too. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Anyways, we had a lot of arcade games, and then we had the Metal Slug
Oh, yo,
That was
my
fun.
shit, yeah.
as fuck, yo.
That
And then we
Slug
had
was the best.
we had that. We had racing games. We had that, but we didn't have money, so I would just walk down. It was a big laundromat. It was a big laundromat.
Uh-huh.
So we would walk around the machines and stick
Looking
our
for
fingers in.
quarters?
Yeah, looking for quarters, and then sometimes you'll find one.
Uh-huh.
And then one time, I think somebody broke the system, so
You could just keep playing.
yeah, so you stick your finger in
Dang.
like this hole, wiggle it around, and then it'll send something,
Damn,
and then the
you
game starts.
Get the machine excited, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So you'll do that, and then I remember one time I did that, but I showed up after a bunch of kids were already playing.
Uh-huh.
I played a free game, and then I went home, and the owners of the laundromat chased me down, and they were ringing my doorbell, and then my uncle, and my uncle's a motherfucking gangster, bro. Like he's legit like a cholo and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So he came down and talked to them, and I guess scared them away, but they were looking for me.
For what? Because you like,
Because I was stealing money from them because I was not paying for the video games. So
wait, how did they know that though? You could have just
I was
been-
there all the time. I didn't do shit, bro. I didn't have video games at home that like good video games.
Damn, they were probably counting the quarters and shit inside.
Nah,
Like, hold
they-
up, something's not adding up.
They probably saw me there messing with their arcade games. The caught me off guard. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm posting it on our YouTube.
Oh,
Alright, that's fine. I don't care. Anyways, it's gonna be us like. He just took a picture of us, caught us off guard. I'm used to one camera, bro.
nah, I was getting ready to pose. That's
I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, so yeah, so I got in trouble with that one time, right?
Yeah.
And then I still kept going. They fixed the machines. They got new machines. But that was like my experience with games. And then my first, so we got the PlayStation 1. I played arcade games. And then I remember going to Mexico for vacation when I was a
Uh-huh.
kid. And my cousin used to take me to this behind like a candy shop. There was a arcade game. It was just
Yeah.
two machines, and it was just a bunch of Street Fighter.
Did
We
you-
played a shit ton of
So
Street
when you were a
Fighter.
little kid, were you that kid that like you preferred to play outside, or were you like I want to be home playing video games?
Outside, because first of all, our video games were not that like they were really interesting, but we kind of got bored of them really fast. And second, because my mom, after school, every day she would take us to the park. So from school to the park, 7 to 8, we'll go home, do our homework, and then go to sleep. So that's every day. And then we played mostly video games in the summer when we stopped going to the park. And then we got to the age where we just went on our own. But I was an outdoor kid, man. Every day I was just in the freaking park playing with
So
my
you see,
friends.
like growing up in New York City, right? I feel like that's one of the cool things about New York City.
Mhm.
Like the last time when I was babysitting my younger cousins, every time normally they would just be like, "Hey, can I play on your computer?" And I have a computer, I have a
Yeah.
laptop, and a phone and like iPad, right?
Yeah.
And normally there's three of them, so one will take my computer, one will take the laptop, and one will take a mobile device, right?
Yeah.
But then like the last time I was babysitting them, I was like, you know what? Let me bring them outside and play. Like this is not good for them to just
It's-
always be playing video
It's
games.
weird though.
What's
'cause,
weird?
Like now, if I had kids,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them to play in the street like the way I did. Because I used to just walk outside. My parents would not be home.
That's what I thought too. But then when I brought them to the playground, right?
Yeah.
My local park is 2 blocks away. That's actually where I went to middle school
Mhm.
too. And then I was like, I thought they were just gonna play amongst themselves, right?
Yeah, and they just
But-
talking to kids.
Yeah, like there was a bunch of, and I think that's great because now they're young, right?
Yeah, and they
And
socialize.
yeah, they're learning socializing skills.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
And I feel like in suburbs you might not. You actually
might
you
not
probably
get
get that too.
But you have to
Because
go
then everybody
further.
would probably go to the park.
yeah, or maybe. But the thing about suburbs is you could play in the street.
Yeah, it's
like,
a smaller sense of community. I
yeah,
guess.
it's but also like all the kids come out. You have your front yard and your backyard to play.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I remember being in the streets, like playing soccer on
Uh-huh.
the street. And now, if I think about it, that's pretty dangerous. Like playing football, playing soccer, and then I remember one time a kid got ran over by a car, just because we were always like hanging out in the street. Like they'll open the pump will shoot water. We were playing, and then the cars will slow down. But then there will be that time where the kid just runs out and the
Shit.
car hits him, and then we're all just surrounding him, like, oh shit, what just happened?
He's okay though. They were okay.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine. No, he went to the hospital. I think he broke a
Holy
bone, but he was not like seriously injured. I think he just had like bruises and stuff. Cause I mean,
Did you
just
ever
be
break
a-
any bones as a kid?
Never. I never.
Same.
I got hurt a
Me
lot,
neither.
but I never broke. I never got seriously
Yeah, I would
injured.
get like scratches and cuts from
Dude,
falling.
Yeah,
But
our
never any broken bones.
park was a little dangerous. Our park was hood. I remember because our park was in front next to our elementary school, and we
Yeah.
lived a block and a half away from our elementary school. So that's why we went there a lot. But I remember just like needles and condoms and just a bunch of random shit there, dude. It was not that obvious, but you could go to like the corner, and just like the corner where it's kind of hidden from the streets,
Uh-huh.
and then just see just weird shit. And then sometimes you'll be walking there at night, and there's no lighting, there's no like if you're there at night, it's pitch black.
Damn.
So there'll be you'll walk down the street and you'll see people just smoking or doing whatever there, and then because my school is kind of like an L, or that corner is kind of like an L. So there's streets on each side, so then if you go around and you're in that corner of the L,
You're trapped.
you're not trapped, but you can't really see from that street, and you can't really see from these streets. So that's where everybody will do stuff. And then one time the school was under construction, so there was scaffolding there. So then that corner now it's dark, you can't see much, and people just probably did drugs and shit there.
Damn.
And then when we went to school in the morning, you didn't enter through the front of the school. You went around the park.
Yeah.
You didn't go around the park. You went around the L
Yeah.
and went through the back, straight into the cafeteria.
My elementary school was mad innocent, but then middle school and high school that's when like I was exposed to like
Mhm.
the fucked up shit of being in public. Like
Yeah.
in middle school, right? Like it was very cliquey. You know, like the Asians hung out with Asians, black people hung out with black people, the Spanish people hung out with
Really?
yeah, the brown people would hang out with the brown people. I
That's
mean, like
weird.
we would all be friends, but then I'm like my friends in middle school, right? Like all of us, all the Asians and the brown kids, we would be playing handball in the handball courts, right, in the backyard, not the backyard, in the playground, and then the black kids, yo, they it was fucked up. They would come and like they would surround one kid, and they would rob him and jump him.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so like that was like the most fucked up shit that I had to deal with in middle school.
In elementary school, it was not that crazy. Like the actual school was really nice. They tried their best. It was bilingual.
Uh-huh.
A lot of teachers knew a lot of the parents. It was really communal. It's just outside the school.
So was there like a lot of beef or like trouble?
Not really. There was not a lot of beef in my middle school either. Like you said, there was cliques in your school where the
Yeah.
Asian kids hang out with the Asian kids. In my
Yeah,
school, it was
mostly
not like that. For us, we're all cool with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a little like I like talking to like Spanish people because you know they're
Yeah.
Spanish and I could relate with them
Easier to
more.
relate with them, yeah.
Yeah, but for us, it was more divided by classes. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
just
same,
gonna hang
same.
out with the people your class with, but we never had like during middle school we never had beef
Mhm.
or I never had issues with another classmate. It was mostly the neighborhood. So when I was in elementary school, it took me 5 minutes to go to school. It was down the block.
Mine too. Both elementary and middle school, 2 blocks away from my house.
My middle school was like a 20 to 30-minute walk, and that's when
And you
all
would walk.
yeah. I didn't have money because it was not far enough to get a school metro card
Uh-huh.
to take the bus. We got like the half-priced ones.
Yeah, I had that for high school. My high school was pretty far.
Yeah,
It was
my
a
high school was
15-minute walk.
my high school was in Manhattan, so it was pretty far.
Damn. And so you got a full fare, right?
Yeah, I got a full fare. But in middle school, I didn't get a full fare. I had a half fare, and I didn't. Fuck the bus, bro. I hate the bus. So I just rather walk.
Word.
But then things will happen, man. I'll get jumped. I'll get
You
robbed.
got jumped before?
Yeah, walking to school. So
More than once, or?
the first one, there was one time where it was like, yeah, like I got punched. Other times it was not jumped. It was just like a bunch of people
Damn, would you
surrounding
try
me.
to like defend yourself or not?
Nah, it was not that crazy.
It was not that crazy.
It was okay. So,
So
I
like
got,
when would they leave you alone though? Because you know
They didn't.
usually when you get jumped like that, they're trying to do something.
the only time I got jumped, I got saved actually. So this is an interesting story. I think I told you this before a bit. So the first time I got jumped, I was walking to school, and then the same kids, because they did rob me before, but this time I guess they were extra angry.
Yeah.
So they They just went up to me, punched me right away, started punching me, and then and there's it's three black kids, right? So they're I'm like no racist shit, but it's just a black neighborhood. So
Yeah.
it's gonna if it's gonna be somebody, it's gonna be them. So I mean, now that I think of it, I feel sorry for them, man. Because
Yeah.
they're if I'm struggling, that means they're struggling too. And there's a bunch of like ghetto shit happening there.
I'm sure
Anyways.
there's a reason, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But regardless, so these three kids were beating me up. Two of them were around my size. They were older than me. I was in middle school. They were probably in high school.
Bro, I think I was 5'2" until 10th grade. Bro.
I was this height.
10th grade. That's like what, 16?
Yeah,
17?
we're 5'7" right now. When I
Both-
was in middle
both of
school, I
us
was
are
probably
5'7".
5'5". So I was a little shorter, but I was still pretty
short,
big.
bro.
I was still like I was not that short. But anyways, so three guys, right? Two around my height, they're maybe 5'8", 5'9", not too big, skinny, and then one big guy, maybe like 6'2", and he was fat. And he never laid a hand on me. He was just always chill. He would
Yeah.
always ask for money. But the other two guys just punched me, and then it just happened like that. It happened so fast that I didn't really feel pain. It's more like pushes because you're full of adrenaline. I didn't swing back. I don't think so. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. And then a white car pulls up.
Was it a cop?
No. So it's three black kids, right?
Yeah.
They're probably in high school. To me they look like adults
Uh-huh.
because I'm in middle school. I'm 12, 13, 11, I don't know, one of those ages. And then a white car
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere, like a sedan. All the doors open right away, and like 5 other black guys come out. And these guys are like adults. They're tall. They're all like 6 foot something. They're really big. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to fucking die, son. Cause
Oh, yeah,
I'm in the
you told-
hood.
you told me that.
Yeah, I'm in the hood, right? I'm already getting beat up, and another car pulls up, and a bunch of they didn't look like normal people. I mean, they look hood. Like they were at the time it was baggy pants,
Yeah,
baggy jeans, baggy
everything,
shirt.
bro.
Yeah,
Sean John.
yeah. So it was that type of
Echo.
people, right? Which I grew up around with, which I'm totally fine with. Actually, like I used to wear the same type of clothes.
Yeah, me too.
So but they come out. I'm like freaking out because these guys just pulled up to join the party, right?
Uh-huh.
Freaking. Oh, and then and then the two guys are beating me up, and the fat guy dip. They start running, and then the 5 guys that came out of the car, 3 of them chased them, and then 2 guys come up to me, and they're like, "Yo, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like a little kid looking up, looking at.
You just shook, right?
Yeah, I was just shook,
You
right?
didn't know what's going on.
I think my lip was bleeding, but it was not bad enough that I had to like put bandages or anything. I just probably broke my lip, and it healed really fast. So then they're like, "Yo, you want to ride to school?" And I was already like 4 blocks away from my school, so it's not that far. And then I was like, "Nah, I'm good," and I just walked. And then I was like shaking. And then once they left, an old man, not old, he was maybe in his 40s, an old guy, Hispanic, he came up to me and was like, "You shouldn't let them do that, man. You shouldn't." I'm like, "Bro, if you were there watching, you could have helped me."
He probably don't want to get his old ass beat up. You know?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
They're scared too.
yeah,
that's the
they're
thing,
scared
you know?
too. And he was like my height. Like he was
Yo.
a short Spanish guy, maybe
So-
Mexican,
so
maybe
the thing,
something. I don't know.
something that I was very fortunate for, like I was cool with my neighbors, right?
Mhm.
And my neighbors were always older than me,
Yeah,
and we would go to this. So we would be going to the same schools, and they would be like seniors while I was like a freshman or a sophomore,
Yeah.
right? So like that, I always kind of had protection.
well, the thing
So
is
that-
that I was fine in my neighborhood.
Uh huh.
But at this point, I was walking through neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So I walked. Maybe I lived in Bushwick. I don't live in Bushwick now. So I walked from Bushwick through Granham into like around the area.
Uh huh.
The area is actually super nice and gentrified now. But
Yeah.
back in the day, it was a little crazy. So I walked a lot, like a long distance.
Yeah.
It'll be an example. It will be like if you're from New York, you'll get this example. It'll be walking like 4 stops on a train. So I
pretty
live
long.
on this
It's a long
this
walk.
yeah. So it's 3 or 4 train stops. So it's kind of a long walk. It's not too bad if you walk fast, but I'm
Still
freaking
pretty
little.
bad, even if you walk fast.
Yeah.
That's
So
at least 20-minute walk.
so the same kids kind of just after that just would just come up to me be like, "Yo, you got money?" And I just be like,
And they would
"Nah."
pick on you though, right?
Yeah. So, but I got smart though, cause they wouldn't pick on me that much, cause there's a
Yeah.
lot of kids. So me and my friends have to deal with this shit. So it'll be, yo, I have money. I'm gonna put most of it in my shoe or my book bag,
Word.
and then have like $1 or 2 in my pocket. So when they ask me for money, I just give them the money that's in my hand, and then they'll just leave me alone because all they wanted was money. They'll just come up to you.
If you told them no, though, would they like throw hands at you?
Yeah, that's when they freaking do something. Or they just sometimes they left you alone. I think so. One time, I was walking too, right, and I saw the guy that is always the one pressing kids, right. I saw the guy. He was with his girl, and I remember him sagging so much that, like, he had his shit like down to his knees, and then he had like a long shirt, and a long sweater.
That was the style back then.
Yes.
Everybody had like the super baggy shirts, so it's like.
Yeah, but I remember freaking. I walked past him,
Yeah.
and I remember looking back, and he just ditched his girlfriend and chased me down the block.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then that's another time where he just freaking.
Did he bust his ass running?
No,
'Cause
I don't know. I was fat.
Nah, but you know people back then, right? When they would run with their pants sagging, they would like waddle like a penguin, bro.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm kind of prideful, so if there's a group of like hood people in front of me, I'm not gonna cross the street because they're gonna follow you and they know your fear. So I'll just walk straight through them. So that's one of those times I'm just like, I'm not gonna run.
I would always cross the street.
Nah, bro, I'm not. Like I mean, now I would because I got a lot to lose. But as a kid in middle school, I'll just be like, I'll be like, fuck it, just leave it there. I'll be like, fuck it, right? I'm just gonna walk through him. So when I passed him, he followed me, but I didn't run away. I just stayed there, held my ground. I think he punched me once, and that's it. And I was like, I don't have shit. Or I gave him like $1 or $2, I think. But then I got so used to it. I remember one time I was coming back home, and Black Ops 1 came out, and I was mad hyped because I was gonna buy it. And it was the day it came out.
Somebody was probably waiting for you to try to finesse you. They see you buy it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm taking this."
Nah, I think once I got to the store, I usually buy it. After that block, I'm good. So I reached this block, I'm good after that. Before that, I usually got into trouble. So I had, I think like $80 on me. Yeah. Because I was gonna buy cash from this.
A lot of money back then.
Yeah, as a kid, kid. So I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to get robbed. So I had my money hidden, and then I remember walking, because I was gonna go straight to the store after school, and I was 13. And I was with my friends, and then a kid came up to me, and it was a different kid. It was not the same kids that used to rob me. It was a different kid, and he was like, "Yo, you got money?" And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "All right," and he just stepped back, and I was like, "All right, I could say no then." And I just kept walking. I went to buy my video game.
Word.
I mean, I don't know.
I always knew the right people though. Like the older kids, they would watch over me. God bless.
When I was in middle school, when I reached my senior year, like me and my friends, ended up. We all lived in the same neighborhood, so we all walked together. And by that time, it was like 20 of us just walking down the block. So instead of it being 20 minutes walking, it would be like 45 to an hour minutes because we would just be messing around with each other the whole time. And at that point, I think nothing really crazy happened. And then I remember, after that, it was just kind of chill. It was mostly like the beginning of 8th grade and the end of 7th grade where all the crazy shit happened. And then
for me, it was like till high school, cause like the high school I went to was hella ghetto. But like since I always knew people, like it kind of fed into my ego to the point where it's like, yo, I could talk if someone is messing with me, right? I was like, I could talk shit back. And like if it gets there, I know people, so like,
nah,
I would just call people up.
See, we were talking about this last time that you liked fighting, right?
Not that I liked fighting, because like
you're just more angrier.
Yeah, I was super, but you see, that's the thing though, because like even same with you, like people would come up to you and press you, and that's how it was for me too. Like me and my friends, we would get pressed, and there's times where like some of my friends got robbed, but like if it ever came to like some physical shit, like we would stand our ground. And that's like so all the times that I fought, it's not that I could have been like an aggressor, but like from my point of view, I was always on the defensive side. Like I was standing my ground.
So was I. Yeah.
I wasn't that bitch, you know.
Yeah, cuz I even as a kid, I hated fighting. Like I hated messing with people. I hated seeing people fight. I never liked it. I did play rough like with my friends. Like we used to play wrestling where we just throw each other around and push each other off stuff. That's fun for me. But once it came down to like fist fighting somebody, I got shaky. I got jittery.
Me too, bro. Like it
was scary.
So something for me, like everybody that I fought, right? So that's why. Remember, I told you I like grappling, right? I like grappling because I don't like hitting people in the face.
Damn.
So like I would grapple them, and pin them down, and I'll hit them. Yeah. But like, not to like destroy them, but like I wanted them to tap out. Yeah. And like pretty much, I wanted them to verbally lose.
I remember I got into a fight with this kid,
Uh huh.
and he was smaller than me, so I just kind of tossed him around,
Yeah.
and he broke my lip, and I had control of the whole situation because I was just way bigger,
Yeah.
and I was like bloody, and I was holding him down because I didn't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
Like we swung at each other a little bit. We were
Uh-huh.
both bleeding. Well, I just broke my lip, so it's not too bad. But this kid was bleeding already, so I was just holding him down because every time I let him go, he would swing back at me.
Damn.
So I would just hold him.
Kid
and
was
I remember,
angry.
I remember, yeah. I remember my friend was just looking at me. He was like, "Dude, you were smiling the whole time with blood in your mouth," and I was like, "Yeah," because it was
Yeah,
nothing.
You're my bitch.
No, I had him. I was against the fence, and I had him in like a headlock.
Headlock?
Yeah, and I just had him the whole time, and he couldn't do anything because I was just so heavy. Because I was like I said, I was kind of like taller than everybody
Uh-huh.
else in middle school. Because I have been 5'7" since I was like 11.
Yeah.
So that's pretty tall as a kid. Right now I'm short. Don't mess with me because I'll cry. But you know what I mean, like. But as a kid, I was always a little bit bigger, and I always been chubby.
Yeah.
I
So
think-
you just got sidelined.
Yeah, I just got size on people, so I just tossed this kid around who was my height. He was just skinny. He was just a little skinny kid. So once I had him down, like it never got too crazy because we're kids and you can't really hurt each other that bad. So it was just basically like hitting each other like little
Yeah.
punches. But I think he got hurt because he fell and he just probably hit his face or something. So I was holding him, and then I was telling his sister to take him away because I was like,
Damn, you
take
beat his
this kid-
ass in front of his sister, dog.
well, I was not in my neighborhood.
Yo, you
I
want to
was
hear
in
a
a-
funny story actually? One
Yeah.
time. So one time, like, this was like when I was in middle school, I think,
Mhm.
right? I was beefing with somebody, and we organized a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was me and like mad friends at the park. We just, we were waiting because like we dead ass set this shit up, right?
Yeah.
Like we were like, all right, we're gonna fight here at this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and all my friends are there, right? And I had to have protection, so we had like probably like 20 people there, and then the guy shows up, right?
Mhm.
His mom drops him off, and he comes out of the car with like 3-4 people,
Yeah.
and then when his mom leaves,
Is a Royal Rumble? Like yeah.
nah, it wasn't a Royal Rumble. We fought 1-on-1, right?
Yeah.
And then, so what happened was, right? We started fighting.
What happened was.
1-on-1. He punches me in the face, right?
Yeah.
And then I grab him, I slam him on the ground, and when I slam him on the ground, he's covering his head, right? And I just start throwing punches at him, and then one of my friends
Mhm.
pulls me off of him and was like, "All right, you guys are done. Like it's
Yeah.
over, right?"
Yeah, that was me all the time when people fought. I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's it, no more.
Yeah. So after I pinned him, like, and then after that, his mom came,
And he
his
picked
mom
him up.
picked him up.
Damn. Imagine his mom knew like, oh, you gotta
Nah,
teach your kid a
so
lesson.
so the thing, what happened was when we first started beefing, it was so stupid, bro. It was over a fucking handball, right? Because we were
Damn.
playing handball.
Damn. But
And
as a
then-
kid, that's just important. That's just
It's just ego, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
just
ego
ego.
shit. But like what happened was, like when we started like arguing with each other,
Mhm.
his mom came, and his mom was like, "Hey, stop fighting! Get in the
Yeah.
car right now!" Right?
Damn.
Like, cause then she saw us, like she saw us
Yeah.
like getting in each other's faces. So she was like, "Hey, stop fighting!" Right? And then he left.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started talking shit to each other online and shit, right? We went to the internet too. And we started like messing with
This
each
high
other
school?
on AIM and shit. Nah, I was middle school.
Oh damn.
He was older than me, but we started talking shit to each other. And then we're like, all right, bet we're gonna fight at the same park
Mhm.
and at this time on a different day. And it happened. And
Damn.
that's how it happened, bro.
See, every altercation I had,
yeah.
they were not all necessarily fights. Just maybe like somebody got punched or somebody
Uh-huh.
messed with somebody else. They were never planned. Like I never had a planned fight. Was like, yo, meet me
That
behind
was
the
that was
school.
the only one, but like every other altercation, it was always physical, but it was unplanned.
But, yeah, so most of them is just like I'm walking, I went to the wrong neighborhood, I'm being followed, somebody's trying to rob me. Or others is like, I never had like fights with people I knew from my school. So it's never people I knew.
It was always people from school for me.
Really?
Actually, no. Well, that one that I just told you about, he was from a different school.
Damn, because for me, that kid that I grabbed on and I was bigger than him.
Yeah.
I went to a random park where I wasn't supposed to be at,
Uh-huh.
and then I think that kid threw me a water balloon.
He
So
hit
then-
you with a water.
Yeah, he hit me with a water balloon, and I chased him down the block. And then he came back with like a bunch of people. That's why his sister was there. So he came back with a bunch of people, and we were arguing. And he was like,
a little asshole.
he was like-
that's probably me.
"Yeah."
That
So
would've been me.
I was there with my girlfand at the time and like 2 other friends.
Damn, you already had a girlfriend at
Middle
what's this
school?
middle school?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Anyways, okay, a friend. Honestly,
Damn.
it's one of those things where
Friends
you like
with
you.
benefits?
Nah, it's more like you say somebody's your
Okay, okay.
girlfriend, but at the same time you don't really do anything. Like,
Okay.
it's just freaking
Just
hanging
for the
out.
title, right?
Yeah. Anyways, this doesn't really matter. But I was there with like 3 people,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like the only one really getting physical, I guess, like fighting.
Yeah.
So the kid comes back and he was arguing that I chased him with a machete,
Damn.
and I was like, bro, I have a machete. Where? Where is it? And then he
He's racist, bro. He saw you Mexican guy chasing you with a machete.
machetes are a Dominican thing, man. Machetes is a Dominican thing.
Alright,
Anyways,
I'm racist too.
yeah. Anyways, he comes with mad people. We fight. It's probably lasts like 30 seconds. Honestly, it's just imagine 2 kids fighting. Like it's never crazy. Like
Yeah.
when we see adults fight, it's crazy as fuck. Like
not-
you feel like somebody might die. As kids, just like kids swinging at each other, you're not gonna do that much damage. But anyways, we both got hurt because we fell, and I think I hurt my lip, and he probably hit his face or something. I don't know. But then they pull him off. They pull him off. Me and my friends leave, and I switched my shirt because my shirt had blood over it,
Uh-huh.
and I had a different shirt, like a white T-shirt from the gym.
Yeah.
So I just put that on. And another thing, you never wanted to wear your shirt from your school because if another kid saw you were from a different school, that's automatically
You guys
you're
had
getting jumped.
uniforms?
We had uniforms for gym. So it'd be gym
Oh, yeah,
shorts
yeah, we
with a
had
school
that.
logo, and then gym
Yeah,
shirt with a school
the
logo. And then I was always like, dude, I'm never gonna wear this outside of school because I don't want to get jumped or like somebody being like, yo, where you from? Like,
Uh-huh.
you from that school? We're gonna fight. So I put that shirt on, and I'm walking home, and I'm walking, and that walk is like a 45-minute walk. It's like an hour walk maybe. So I'm deep in a random neighborhood that I really don't know. I know it now actually. I have a couple friends that live around there.
Yeah.
I'll say the neighborhood one other day, but but then I'm walking home and the kids are following me.
Uh-huh.
All him and his little friends are just following me until I leave the neighborhood. And the whole time the other kids, his friends, are trying to fight me, and I'm just walking. They're like walking next to me and putting their fist to my face, just holding it there. And I'm like, you're as small as him. Like you're all tiny kids, and I'm tiny
They
too.
had the
But
numbers though, you know.
they did have the numbers, but they didn't do anything. They just saw me walking away and they were
It's
following.
just mostly intimidation.
Yeah, but at that point, I'm already leaving, and then I left the block, and then I left.
Mm-hmm.
We got to one of those blocks where it's just kind of like a popular where all the stores are at. So once we got that across the street, I just went home. It was fine. It was not really, it was nothing crazy, but at the moment it was crazy. Like if I think of it now, it's just like a couple kids swinging at each other. But that's the only time that it was like one-on-one. The other times it was weird in the sense that like somebody tried to jump us, we swinged and then ran away.
You know what's scary now?
Yeah.
The other day I took a boxing lesson, right?
Mhm.
And we were, you know, the trainer made us like partner up with people, and I was partnered up with this like small Asian girl, right? And she was probably older than me, but it's like she's smaller than me. So
Well,
I
you
was
gotta,
like,
well, you gotta.
you know, I was like, I guess I was like, I assumed I was like, all right, let me take it easy, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Like if we had this drill where it's like you have to like do jabs, right?
Mhm.
But like cross over, and you have to like hit each other's gloves. Yo, she was coming at me so hard, bro. I was like I could barely like extend
Damn.
my arm, and she was like, I was like, yo.
Damn.
So
Was she there a while, or was she just trying to show off?
my friend told me that she's like every time that he's went to the lesson, she was always there.
So she's like
yeah,
legit. Like she's actually
legit.
a
No,
boxer
but
and
there's
stuff.
this other girl, bro, and she was a beast. Like she
Mhm.
knew like the whole sequences and everything, and like yo, I was watching her, and like her face when she
Mhm.
was doing the drills, like she was focused as hell,
Damn.
and I was like,
That's
that's
tight
crazy.
though. I like that.
Yeah, but it's like that. So the thing that I was gonna get to is like anybody you see on the street, like
It could anybody
yeah,
could fuck
anybody
you up.
could
Yo,
whoop your ass, bro.
anybody could fuck me up.
No,
Honestly,
but like you never know. Like you can
Yeah.
see like an innocent ass
the thing
looking
is-
little girl or like little female,
Yeah.
and then like she
that's
could
tight though. I
she
like
could
that.
be like a badass fighter, you know, and she'll whoop your ass if you
Yeah.
if you test her.
Yeah, I also seen like like a lot of videos on YouTube mostly where it's
Yeah.
like this girl gets her ass grabbed and then she freaking beats up the guy.
She's like a UFC fighter.
Oh, I heard a story recently. Not recently, maybe within a year.
Uh-huh.
This Brazilian UFC fighter, like legit UFC fighter, has been
Yeah.
on UFC. is in Brazil, and somebody tries to rob her, and she fucked them up.
Damn.
Like OD, like
Yeah.
they were bleeding. I think they had to call the
They don't
hospital.
play that shit.
Fuck no.
I'm
If
pretty
you're-
sure every
She's in
fighter,
Brazil too. Like,
every person who fights and trains,
Mhm.
they're waiting for the day for someone to rob them.
I don't think
they,
so.
They could like
show off.
not
Mm.
show off, but like, cause they're training and it's like not
Yeah.
everyone wants to fight professionally. Like
Yeah.
they're just waiting for that day where they can exercise that
But
practice
I feel like when you take martial arts, you get trained
for
not
discipline.
to. Yeah, for
But it's
discipline.
self defense. It's not like you're the aggressor.
But how
you're-
much though?
You're defending yourself.
If you're at a bar and a drunk guy pushes you, you're not gonna freaking choke him
not
out.
that. Well, that depends on the person.
But if you're like getting robbed and somebody has a knife and you know how to
Yeah,
defend
yeah, that-
from that, then that's interesting.
Yeah, like if somebody has a gun, right? Like
Yeah.
if somebody has a gun, you're not gonna. If it's like that saying.
Can't
if
do
you,
much.
If you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're gonna fucking lose the fight.
Honestly, first of all, if you're not from New York is really nice. Now it is really nice. Back in the day, it was a little bit
It's alright.
crazy.
It's still kind of crazy.
But chances are you're not gonna go to a dangerous neighborhood. Hang out in Manhattan. Hang out in downtown Brooklyn. Brooklyn's really nice
Yeah.
now. Go to Bushwick. Go to Bedford. Go to like Park Slope.
Go to
Those are
Williamsburg.
yeah.
Williamsburg's
Honestly, most places you go to are gonna be fine. Just it's not like you're going to like Brazil or something.
That's the thing, though. You see, like when people come to New York, they're not going to those neighborhoods. Like they go into
no,
the-
honestly, I wish they did.
like the
I wish
known
they did, I wish they
neighborhoods
didn't.
are the ones that they usually go to.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like nobody's gonna come to.
If you come
Like
to New
where I
York,
am.
I think they should go to like because New York is not just Manhattan. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
people
not.
should
It's
experience
huge.
New York.
But then you got like areas where it's like there's plenty of activities to do, and then you got like some residential areas.
I mean, you don't really need to go to residential areas, but go to Bushwick, go to downtown Manhattan,
They're
like
gonna get
downtown
hustled,
Brooklyn.
bro. You know how many hustlers are in these neighborhoods? Like
Yeah, but
some
you're not gonna
mad
you're not gonna be in
panhandlers.
the trenches. You're gonna be in the freaking
Even in the city though. There's plenty of panhandlers. Like
But
you
there's-
ride the train.
But there's dope spots that are not in like they're hidden gems basically. Which actually don't go there. They're my gems. I'm not gonna tell you about it. I know some good ass pupusa places, bro. But anyways, most of the people listening are gonna be from New York, so you're gonna understand this.
yeah.
But yeah, growing up it was crazy. I mean, I didn't think it was crazy.
But now that you look back,
Yeah, I think one time in middle school, me and my mom took us to one of her friend's house
Yeah.
upstate, and that's the first time I was in a neighborhood that wasn't, New York. And they lived in a house. They had a backyard. I think they had a front yard, but it's not like a front yard. But then we were walking around the neighborhood, and it's suburban. It's really nice. There's trees. We went to a park, and there was deers running around, like straight freaking
mad
deer,
proper
bro.
and shit.
Yeah, really nice. And then we passed a high school, and their high school looked like the high school from High School Musical, where they had a parking lot. The building was big. We live next to a racing track, bro. Anyways, you're gonna hear that a lot.
Just a regular day.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so we were by the school, and they had like a whole football stadium, and lights and stuff. I'm like, yo, I didn't know places like this existed. They are legit. Like, and if you're not from New York and you're from that neighborhood, our high schools are buildings in the middle
I
of.
mean, some of them had like even my high school. It had
Really?
a whole
I went.
field.
Here's the thing, though. I went to high school in Manhattan.
Okay, yeah. in
My high
Manhattan,
school in
none of them are
Manhattan
gonna
was
have it.
a
There's
straight
just no
building.
space. No space.
Yeah, and our middle school had a small park, but it was never there was no grass. It was just straight concrete and then lines on the floor, and that's a nice park in Manhattan, in New York City. And then once you get
Word.
out, like in the outer areas, you start seeing more nicer parks.
See like turf.
Yeah, like Grover Cleveland has a park, and other places. I don't know. I didn't go that far. But yeah, so it could get really nice, but you grew up in a city, you're not gonna get that much outdoor space.
Yeah, no.
My high school had a basketball team because we had a basketball court indoors, but they didn't have anything else. They didn't have sports really. We had a handball team, but it was just a bunch of like kids that didn't know how to play handball, playing handball at a park like 6 blocks away, because everybody that played handball already played handball on their
Yeah.
own with their friends.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a girls soccer team, and that's about it. The boys soccer team, the girls soccer team. No, the boys basketball team, the girls soccer team, the girls basketball team, the girls track, and boys only had that. I think in middle school, I mean in high school, my senior year, I started doing powerlifting a little bit, just a little bit, just because I have free time, not enough to get buff or anything. Um, but then I was thinking about doing a powerlifting club, because I was also watching a lot of JK.
Watching Bart, right?
Yeah, watching Bart, and then that's why I thought about powerlifting.
Yeah.
Just watching through that, but it was never official. We never did any training. It was just going to the gym and just lifting as much as we could each time. And we did it. I did it with a couple of friends, and that's about it. But it was never like outside of the city where you have a whole gym, you have a whole field, you can play football. There's a high school football team. It's never like that.
How long did you live for?
A year.
A year.
I did it for a year.
That was like when Bart first started Barbell Brigade.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was towards the beginning. I did it for a year, and then I tried to do it during college, but it was just hard because for one, I used to do it with my friends, and it was just fun
Yeah.
doing it with my friends.
It's like hanging out, right?
Yeah, it was just hanging out at the
I
gym.
mean, that's the thing
basically.
though. When you're doing something with friends, it's like you guys could do anything and it'll be fun.
Yeah. But then I went to college,
Yeah.
and the college gym was kind of whack. They had the weight room was really small. It was maybe the size of this room, maybe a little bit bigger, like this room and that part.
Okay.
So
That's not so bad.
but it also included like the treadmills, like it was the treadmills or the machines, and then the weights were maybe this little corner, and it also was crowded. So I was like, I'm not going to this. And then my gym was still like a 30-minute walk, and then I moved here, and there was no gym. There's no close gym here
Yeah.
until last January. They opened a gym. It's still 30 minutes away by train or walking, so it's still kind of far. And then I just kind of slacked, and I don't know. I gotta get back into it. I would love to get back into it, but I don't know. I have to. The hardest part is starting.
If you started again, what would you do? You would go back to powerlifting?
Maybe. I don't know.
When I first started training, it was kind of like powerlifting. Like, well, it was strength training.
Mm-hmm.
I was because the friend that got me to sign up for the gym. Like I was just doing whatever he was doing, and he would have me doing strength training.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's like kind of powerlifting.
Yeah.
It's like similar training styles. You just want to increase your main lifts, which would be like your deadlift, squats, and your bench.
Yeah, we did that there. We just cut out squats.
I didn't really like it though, because then it was like you don't really like see your
You start lifting heavier, but you don't get
you
bigger.
No, I got big, but I got like fat, and like I didn't see like muscle definition, right?
Yeah, cause exactly. That's what I meant. Like you don't like a bodybuilder. They work for volume, but they don't necessarily lift as much as a powerlifter does. Right?
They could,
but you have to. They look a lot bigger than a powerlifter.
They just
would.
look like they lift. Like a lot of
Yeah.
powerlifters, they don't look like they lift.
Yeah, they just look like fat guys.
Damn, bro, I'm gonna get mad hate for that. No,
Why?
that's strong
No,
man. That's
well,
strong man.
No. Like if you look at powerlifters, they look.
Some of them are in like amazing physique and they're strong as fuck.
Yeah, it depends per person. So I'm not even
I
gonna say
like
anything.
50-50 because I feel like the numbers that I could put up, I could probably compete with people around my weight. I would lose, but I wouldn't lose by like a mile.
I'll probably lose, bro. I don't lift shit.
But then yeah, like I like to look in the mirror and be like, yep, I worked for this.
That's good though.
That's why like I kind of transitioned over to bodybuilding. But like I'll still always incorporate like those compound lifts just to get my numbers up.
You know how I always wanted to look like?
What?
Like a fat guy that when he took his shirt off, he was hella buff. Like you know, you ever seen those strongmen where they just have a big belly and have big arms, but then they flex and
Big
you
ass
see their
chest and
abs
shit.
and stuff? I always thought that looked dope.
Really?
You look like a motherfucking bear.
Yeah, but then like it looks good when you're like 6'5", but like we're 5'7".
Yeah, we're
bro.
short. We're just gonna look like little balls.
We're gonna look like fucking little
Yeah.
rocks, little.
I don't
little
know.
chodes, bro.
Honestly, right now I just want to be healthy, which I'm not healthy.
That's another thing. So I have one friend who's like super health conscious, and like I take note from him, right? Like, you know him. It's
Oh shit,
Edward.
I got another one. Edward,
Yeah, he's like
Really?
he's on top of his shit. Yeah, like his
They play sports, right?
yeah, he plays
Shout out to
basketball.
Edward.
Edward used to do like strength training too, but now
He does a lot of cardio.
he's always been doing cardio because he likes playing basketball.
Mhm.
But like, he's always sending us posts of like what to eat and stuff. Just
Damn,
like
that's
stay
tight,
away,
though.
stay away from processed foods. Yeah, because like I didn't think about this type of stuff back then until like he brought it up, and now I'm conscious about it.
Yeah.
So it's dope because then like back then I was like, oh, I could eat whatever and still look good. But
Yeah.
then it's like, are you healthy?
Yeah, because you could look good
Yeah.
but not be healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
for
That's
me-
exactly what he said. And I was like,
I
shit.
think every podcast we do, I'm gonna talk about Joe Rogan. Anyways, I learned that through Joe Rogan because he will talk about health
Yeah.
and are you really eating healthy?
Yeah.
You might be eating healthy, but not really because you might have a bunch of preservatives and a bunch
yeah,
of shit.
exactly. Yeah, that shit fucks you up.
And then same with JK because I did watch Barbell. I
Uh-huh.
don't watch it as much, but I just don't watch YouTube that much as before. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so he'll talk about tracking his macros and stuff like that. I tried it, but I'm lazy. Yo, I love food, man. I love
food too. Like,
motherfucking
bro,
food.
I've been on top of my shit, but like, you know, if somebody offers me a burger, I'll be like, give me that burger, bro.
I think food is an addiction. And I
No,
have
it is
that
an addiction, bro. It's a freaking like same thing. Going back to last time, like it's an escape for people too. Like some people
That's
eat
my
when they're
escape,
depressed
man.
and shit.
That's my escape.
But it's a
Here's
double-edged
the thing,
sword,
though.
man.
Here's the thing. I eat when I'm happy, sad, angry, depressed.
Oh,
I eat
hell
when I'm
yeah, bro.
anxious, bro. I eat, and I enjoy every second of it. It's just good.
It's about self-control, man. It's discipline, you know.
Is that? Yeah, I agree with you.
It's discipline.
I love food though.
I love food too, but
I love food, though.
it's the discipline.
I feel like I just gotta watch what I eat and
Uh-huh.
start working out. I did jog over the summer a lot, but it was never consistent. It was like I jog 3 times this week, and I don't jog for a week, and I jog again next week.
Yo,
and
now,
it's just
now that
weird.
I started boxing, the
Mhm.
boxing lessons, I bought my own wraps. I'm gonna go buy my own gloves because
Mhm.
my gym has a punching bag.
Mm-hmm. You got
So
train?
yeah, instead of running doing cardio like
Yeah.
that, I'm just gonna beat up the bag, bro.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
something I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to join like a martial arts class because I love socializing. Like that's my thing. That's why
You want to socialize in martial arts, though?
yeah,
With
like
the
training
people?
with somebody, having a teacher, like grappling and stuff. I like that type of stuff more than just going to the gym by myself and having headphones on and working out. I
But
never
sometimes it could be a distraction too.
what. Yeah, but it just the fact that I'm going to see people or going to experience something
Uh-huh.
is funner than me by myself at the gym.
Oh yeah.
So when I was my fittest and the strongest, it was because I was with my friends.
Uh huh.
So if I went to a gym, like let's say I don't know jiu-jitsu, and I just enjoyed the people that were there, it'll make me want to go every day. And at that point, it's less about me and it's more about community, and that's what I always like. So right now, if I go to a gym, it's more like fuck, I just gotta get the shit out of the way. But if it's like a class, then it's a class that everybody's enjoying and everybody's participating in. And I just like it more. I think I would like it more. I think it would motivate
Definitely
me more.
more enjoyable, but yeah, you say for motivation, right? That's the big thing about going to the gym. Like, it's very easy to slack off, but it's like for me, the lifestyle that I live, the gym for me it's to train my discipline.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not disciplined. But this for everything.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
example, if I was doing a podcast with myself,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this
Oh,
time, this
definitely.
week I'll
Yo.
just slack off. This week I'm not gonna do one. Next week I'll do
If
one.
I was doing it myself, like it would not look like this. I don't
Yeah.
know how it would look, you know.
Yeah, but now that I have
wouldn't
you,
do it. Yeah.
I have you, and I have passive over here. Passive.
Damn.
It's more about us and the community and
Yeah, for
the
sure.
viewers, obviously, right? It's more community, and I just like I'm a social person.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about podcasts too. Like, and I'm down to do that because at the end of the day, it's just a conversation. you
Yeah.
know?
Another thing, if you're a viewer, this is the perfect chance for you to comment, like, and subscribe. Damn, fucked it up, bro. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, and also talk to us. We are a small channel.
Give
We're
us-
very small.
give
We're
us-
brand new.
You can give us feedback.
Yeah,
You
we
can give
will
us
listen.
topics to talk about. If you want to know things about us, write it in the
Ask,
comments.
yeah, ask them,
and we'll
um,
talk about it.
because we have nothing else to do.
I got a comment.
What's up?
Alright.
Is that a hickey on your neck?
Nah, bro, it's probably a rash. It's right,
Why do you
like right here.
see- like it's red.
It's itchy, bro. So
You guys
You have eczema?
I don't have eczema, but I'm weird, right? So like, if my body is too hot,
You get itchy.
I get itchy. But if it's too cold too,
You get itchy.
yeah.
What's
like
wrong
my
with you?
body is warm right now, but it's my hands,
They're really cold right now.
whatever is exposed. I don't know, but I had this when I came in too, and I just kept scratching it.
Maybe just itchy and you just.
It's like
fucked
my
up your skin.
collarbone. What kind of freaky ass girl is gonna give me a hickey on my collarbone, bro?
Bro, any freaky girl will give you a hickey in your ass cheek. They don't give a fuck. Like it's crazy.
That's
Anyways,
just- no one would see that.
yeah. I mean, who cares? The hickey's not to see.
I'm
The
not
hickey's
gonna let
just
girls suck my ass cheek. That's just gonna be weird.
boy. Okay, this
Get your,
is-
yeah, I would be like, yo, you gotta get your face
Yo,
away
every-
from there.
every podcast we're gonna talk about sex somehow. Anyways, but
Educational,
what if they like
man.
booty, boy? Maybe the girl likes booty.
Well, that it makes me uncomfortable, you know.
Hey, you
I'm
gotta
not,
sign.
I'm
You
not,
gotta.
I'm not ready to have my butt played with, and I don't know if I ever will be.
Nah, you get used to. You once you
You
get
let
bored,
you let your girlfriend play with your butt?
she like slaps her butt. That's about it.
All right, but like, what if one day she was like, "Hey, can I like stick something up there?"
Nah, I don't think I can do that.
all right then.
I don't think I can do that. I have a friend that likes booty stuff.
I have a friend that likes booty stuff too, and you know, I know he's not gay because he's married,
My friend
but
told me
he likes that stuff.
I don't wanna say anything.
I'm not gonna
past
say
that.
no names
Yeah, me
either.
neither. Cause it's not none of my business, and
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
not-
he trusted me enough to tell me this
Uh-huh.
stuff. So I'm not gonna say anything past that. But yeah,
All right, wait.
if you're listening, bro, good for you.
Yo, I'm gonna
That's-
whisper this to you.
no,
Okay.
nah, nah, it's yeah. That's what I'm saying. But you
All right,
know.
if you would have told me yes, I would have given
You would've pressed me?
after the camera. No, after the camera turned off.
I could tell you the name, but you
Nah,
wouldn't know who it is.
I don't care. If I don't know, I don't care. But I thought it was like a mutual friend. And
Nah, it's not.
Ooh, I would have
Besides-
went after him.
Nah, it's you don't know him that well.
Alright.
I know him pretty well now.
I don't
but-
know him at all, though, right? I don't know him.
No,
at all.
at all.
Okay,
Not 0%.
okay.
0%.
All right, then, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care then.
But hey, power to him, man. Do what he
Yeah,
loves.
yeah,
Do
no,
what he
no. I
loves.
mean, I don't. Yeah,
I respect it a lot, honestly. I respect it way
I feel
more
like-
than a person that wants to do it and
Exactly.
doesn't do it.
I feel like it takes a lot of guts to,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the society that we live in. With
Yeah.
imagine like all that backlash that you got to deal with from these people that are just fucking haters.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Cause like yeah, when that friend told me like he's a troll, right? Like I know
Yeah.
him as a troll. And he told our group chat, but I was like, you know what? At the 50% chance this could be true, or 50% chance he could just be trolling on his bullshit.
Or maybe.
But
Maybe.
then what? Like we went on Facebook. He called us Facebook call, right? Our
Yeah.
group chat, and we have like 13 people in that group chat. And he straight showed us, and I was like,
Wait,
I
showed
laughed.
you?
Yeah, he showed us. Like
showed
he,
you like.
well, we didn't watch
graphically,
it because
or-
like once he started doing it, everybody left the call. But,
Wait,
like,
wait,
but
wait,
when
wait,
he
wait.
when he was in the process
Showing
of
you
doing
what?
it,
Like
he had
XXX type of
he
stuff.
had he had a dildo in his hand, bro.
And he showed you like his body.
Bro, he's been showing us his body, man.
What's wrong with it? That's crazy, bro.
This is the friend that I was telling you stories about, man. In high school, like he would
Expose himself.
he would try to expose me. He painted me as like a gay dude.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know. what
Like
you're
he's
talking
the
about.
one who walked me to class, like the
Yeah.
friend that be kissing me and shit.
Yeah. Okay. I see what type of person that is. I mean, I don't know.
He
Good
does
for him,
it. He
man.
does it for laughs. But
Yeah,
you know what?
It's not
It's fine.
malicious. It's not malicious.
Like you
right?
said it. Like when I first told you, I remember you said it was kind of like bullying, but I never saw it as bullying.
I
Like
mean,
for me,
if
it was
it's your
just,
friend, it's not bullying. But
it
again,
just depends how you take it. Though.
Yeah,
Definitely
it
how
also
you take
depends
it.
who you do it to.
Cause yeah, see that's the thing. Cause I swear, like I tell my friends this, like this happened before, right? And then that friend will be like, "Oh, this never happened," but like, what happened was, right?
What happened was
A friend kissed another friend, and that
Yeah.
friend started crying. Well, he kissed him on the cheek.
Oof,
Kissed him on the cheek,
What pussy?
and that friend started. Don't say that, bro. Cause now if he watches it, he's gonna be like,
Pussy.
"You talking about me?"
Puss.
You can't say that, bro. But you know what?
Vagina.
If the shoe fits, then wear it, right? I'm not gonna say no names.
I don't know, man. People can do whatever they want as long as it doesn't harm other people.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
safe.
nah, but yeah, that shit that he did to me, like it's taught me humility, like, and I feel like it works in my favor because now when I meet strangers and like they come straight off the bat roasting me, like I could take it,
I guess. So,
and
yeah.
I find it funny too when people roast me,
Mm-hmm.
but like just know that when people roast me, I roast back, you know, and like I come with the heat.
If you
So
roast me,
try me,
if you roast me, I'm a cry.
try me, yo.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna start roasting you.
Nah, cause
You're
now all,
short. No, I'm kidding.
now all these fucking people behind, all the keyboard warriors are gonna be talking shit to me in the.
You brought it
comments,
onto
man.
yourself, man.
You're right.
You're gonna get
right.
roasted
All right,
in the
yeah, you know,
comments.
roast me, man. There's nothing about me that I don't already know.
Next
so.
podcast, he's not gonna be here. he's not gonna take
I'm
it.
gonna be with a blanket. I'm gonna be with a blanket. I'm gonna like.
They said mean things to
The
me.
internet is brutal, man.
Hey, I'm sensitive. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I feel like
Yeah, so it definitely depends on
Who's
the
saying it?
energy you type of bring. Cause there's some strangers like they'll say they're joking, but it's like you're joking with a stern ass face and you're saying like personal shit. Like that's not funny.
yeah. I
So
guess
it's like you gotta. That's the hardest thing about like being joking around with people. You gotta know the fine line between
yeah.
personal attacks and then jokes.
I don't know. For me, it depends how I know them. For
Yeah, yeah.
example, if you say something, you roast me,
Yeah,
I'll be like, whatever. I'll roast you back. But if a stranger says something, I'm be like,
yeah, like.
we're gonna fight.
So what if we just first met and like I like someone's laughing at you and I'll be like yeah haha and I say that would it trigger you?
Somebody's laughing at me, like somebody made something funny at me.
Yeah, and then like
Probably
a
not,
stranger's
nah.
laughing.
Nah, cause it's funny. You overhear shit. I'm pretty, not lenient, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty understandable. I understand.
I just laugh at everything, bro. I know myself. Like I do so
Yeah.
much dumb shit, so it's like I kind of set myself up too, you know.
I guess so. I laugh at people all the time. Strangers. All the time. I don't
But
know.
yeah, some people they can't take
You
it.
overhear shit sometimes too.
Yo, bro.
I was in the bus and I had these middle schoolers sitting like behind me, talking about like what food are you?
What food?
What
are you?
food are you? Like I'm cheese because I'm this type of person. I'm this because I'm this type of person. I'm like, are you guys
Bro, you want to hear something? So, one time I was walking home with Jackie after a shift, right?
Yeah.
And it was pretty late at night, you know, like 10:30
Mm-hmm.
at nighttime. And there was like these two young ass girls standing outside, and they were smoking weed, right? They were probably like middle schoolers.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, damn, this is crazy, right? That was what was going on in my head. And then when we walked by him, she was like, this is what she said. She said, oh, he said he likes to get his ass eaten. And I just like as soon as like she said that as I walked by, and I just laugh out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't stop or anything. I just kept walking, and Jackie, you know, we look at each other, and then he was like, yo, dude, did she just say that he likes to get his ass eaten? And I was like, yeah. And it's funny, you know, like that shit is funny to me because like I talk about it, and it's just like it's crazy to like
Yeah.
have a
Like a middle schooler.
bro. They were so young.
But the thing is that I hear a lot of middle schoolers and even high school, like young high schoolers,
Yeah.
talk about sex and stuff. But I'm pretty sure they just overhear stuff from other kids.
All right, what age did you lose your virginity?
I don't want to talk about that. That's a weird question, man. That's too personal.
It's too personal.
It's too personal for me right now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's too personal. A little bit too personal.
All right. Well, I was 18, so that's like senior year of high school, and I feel like that's like a pretty good age.
I was younger than that. but
You're
yeah, I
younger
don't
than
wanna- I
that?
don't want to talk about it.
But not like, but you see like, yo, there's middle schoolers that are like,
Dude, one of our friends got a girl pregnant at 13.
yeah, you see like,
Yeah, my friend was having
that's
sex.
one
at
of the
13.
scary
But
things
that's the
about
thing, though.
growing up in the city, man,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the type of shit that happens.
Yeah, which is it's weird because you leave a bunch of kids alone for a long time. Because one thing about growing up in a poor neighborhood is
Yeah.
that our parents worked all the time, so
Yeah.
that means the
Yeah,
kids
so
are
they don't
alone
really
to
have
do whatever.
supervision. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I ask you this? Like, if you have kids, right? Would you rather? All right, let's just say that you're gonna have you have raising a family in
Yeah.
New York City. You know, your kid, you have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have them do bad shit and you know about it, or have them do bad shit and you not know about it?
It depends. First, I would teach them values, in the sense that
But you can
like-
only teach them so much though. 'Cause
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it. Once they start going to school, they're gonna find their group of friends that they hang out with.
Yeah, so hopefully, because I got taught pretty good values, right? And I was
Yeah.
surrounded by drugs and fighting and a bunch of crazy shit, and I never did any of it. I didn't really participate. I'd never even started drinking till I was mature enough. Like I did have some alcohol when I was a kid and stuff, but it's never like, yo, I'm gonna bring liquor to the school. I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes. I never did anything. I don't even smoke weed.
All right, but doing that stuff doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah, it doesn't. But as a kid, yeah.
You think
As
so?
a
It
kid,
could
when you're in
just be
middle
them
school,
experimenting.
in middle school, you're a badass if you had alcohol. If you had anything that was not allowed, you're a badass. Like,
You were.
yeah. So as a kid, I knew that I wasn't I didn't understand this stuff and I wasn't ready for it.
Uh-huh.
So I also didn't partake. Another thing is that, like if my kid is surrounded by this type of stuff, I hope he's smart enough to make the right decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was smart enough to make the right decisions, and I didn't do a lot of crazy shit as a kid.
Yeah.
I was surrounded by stuff, but I mean, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'm able to raise my kid in a place that's not like the place I got raised.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is that there's gonna be drugs, there's gonna be sex, there's gonna be violence anywhere you go.
Yeah.
There's a fucking
I mean,
high
but
school kid.
but now I feel like if you're in the rural area, right, where they have
My man, high middle class families, those kids are doing cocaine.
I know, but
Those
that's not
kids-
so. That's not what I was gonna talk about though. But like, so when you're in the city, you're surrounded by way more people, and these people that your kids meet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just speaking from my own perspective because the way that I am today is more from my friends than my own
Yeah.
family.
I guess so. But the thing is that could go wrong real quick. Like your friends, the ones you grew up with, they could be.
It's a flip of a coin. I got lucky.
Yeah. So
And I know that I got lucky.
like, let's say you ended up with friends that were in a freaking gang. You might be
I
sucked
had
into
friends
that.
in the gang, but I was never.
But imagine
I
the
knew,
whole neighborhood
but
was in a
I
gang.
knew well enough.
Yeah. So exactly.
that's the trap with like.
But why do you make those good decisions? Because of your parents or because of
Because
yourself?
I was fucking scared as shit of my parents, bro.
Yes. In a bad way, your parents helped you. For me, it was more like they.
I was raised in fear, man. I was not
I
raised
was
with
not.
love.
I was raised with love, man.
I was
Parents
not
loved
raised
me.
with love. I was raised with fear. Like if I fucked up knowing that my parents would find out,
Mhm.
I know that there would be an ass beating waiting for me at home.
For me, I never want to disappoint my parents. It's way different.
I
It's
don't
like
think
the opposite.
I don't think any kid ever wants to disappoint their parents. That's like
I remember the first time I got jumped.
yeah.
Like the story I told earlier, I got to school and I cried. I cried
How
not
come?
because I got jumped, but because I did not want my mom to think that I was out there getting jumped and stuff. It was because I was good until I got home and I got to school and I started thinking about it. I was thinking, damn, I could imagine my mom seeing me get beat up or something, and I was like, I was not bawling. I was just like started tearing, and the girl in front of me turned around.
So
and she,
you think that was so you cried because you were like, if my parents saw me getting jumped, that they
Oh,
would be
yeah.
disappointed.
they'll not be disappointed. They'll be scared.
They'd be scared.
They'll be scared. They'll be scared for me, and I didn't want them to be scared because they were working.
They
And
would
I was
be
just
worried,
like,
right?
yeah, I
You don't want them
I don't want them to be
about you?
worried. So that thinking about that while I was like at school made me teary. So I mean,
Damn, that you're young too.
I was 13 or 12, somewhere around there.
I remember when I was young, right? And I would
Yeah.
get super angry. I would cry also because like I wanted to beat a motherfucker's ass.
Oh no, dude!
but
When I
then
was
I
a kid, I
couldn't,
had anger
right?
issues.
So I would cry.
Yeah.
I think I definitely had anger issues when I was young.
I feel like a lot of people did. I feel like it's part of.
But like
growing up.
I can explain that. I definitely got that shit from my dad.
I don't know. I had anger issues.
Just
'cause I had
seeing
anger issues.
interactions with my family at home, that's where I learned everything as a young kid. Like all my interactions that I would have with kids at school,
Mhm.
it was from traits that I picked up at home first.
I mean, I don't know how crazy I could explain my behaviors, but I don't know where I got angry. My
Type of shit
parents,
to think about,
my
bro.
parents are not angry people, so I don't know why I was an angry kid.
I try to like pinpoint everything, like all my attributes
Mhm.
to like origins.
Maybe. I mean.
I feel like it is because when you're a kid, you don't know anything. Where else are you gonna learn? You learn from like what you see, right?
Mhm.
And even now, like the way that I learn, like when I see things that I like the people that I meet, right? I try to meet as many people as I can. Try to get to know them on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I feel like I see the best in people. And when I do see that best in people, I try to incorporate that into myself.
Yeah.
So like what I was saying with Edward, right? Like Edward is super healthy. He's fit, super health conscious. He's super disciplined. I see that, and I'm like, let me try to incorporate that into
That's
my
dope. I should do that more. I do see I see the same. I
life.
see
Let me tell you why everyone should do that though, right?
everybody should do that.
Yeah, because survivability is about adapting, right?
Mhm. I guess.
I'm here for a long time and a good time.
All right.
Yeah, so
That's the quote of the
like,
day. I'm here for a long time and a
nah,
good time.
because my goal in
I
life
like
is to
that.
have
I'll put that on a
kids, and
t-shirt.
I don't want to be like 50 and have like a body of like a 70-year-old. Like I want to be as young as I can, as high energy as I can, so
Yeah.
that I could
I
be there
guess
for
so.
my children.
I don't think about it that much, honestly. I
Damn,
do
bro.
and I don't, cause I don't. Man, if I have kids, I'm still gonna do crazy shit with them. I just break a bone midway.
But it's not the same when
I know.
when you
I want to
hurt
play
yourself
football
when
with
you're
my
old.
kids. Yeah. I
Like
wanna
the
play
recovery
football.
is super slow.
I want to go skiing with them.
That's kind of why I stopped doing strength training too, because my body was getting destroyed from just
Yeah.
lifting the heavy weight. Like
Yeah,
it was,
sucks.
my knees are still fucked up to this day.
I think that's a whole nother conversation talking about like lifting and weights and a bunch of.
I mean, it's all
athletes and
trial.
stuff.
Yeah, it's all trial and error. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about, a lot about it today. More about our history and how we got here, which is interesting. I think it's interesting to most people.
What?
Growing up in New York City.
I could go super in depth into it, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a conversation for another day because
Alright.
it's been an hour and we're done.
all right, guys.
See you next
It's been
Monday.
real. Thanks for
It's
spending
been
your
real,
time with us.
guys.
If you made it to the end,
Like and subscribe because that means
Like,
you liked
comment,
us.
and
You liked us
subscribe.
enough to listen to an hour. Yeah. See ya. I gotta pee.